All right, ladies and gentlemen, Melina just wants to talk about Wendy Williams and how she approached the discussion about Sway, the 19-year-old YouTuber who had passed away because he was murdered. And I'm like, oh my God, he was 19. He had so much time ahead of him. If he's famous already, obviously he's going to do well for a long time because he's 19 and he's already famous. So I'm like, oh my God. And she just made it seem like it was so unimportant. And she was competing with him in terms of like his ability to perform and just like saying, oh, I've got more subscribers on my Instagram than I do on my, uh, than he does. Uh, and then he's got more subscribers on his TikTok. And she just mentions that he got murdered, and it was just like too much. But you know how they do that with celebrities, cancel culture. So they might actually be canceling her show, which, I mean, Wendy Williams is Wendy Williams. If you want someone that's going to be sensitive and caring, you don't watch Wendy Williams. But I mean, the way that I see it, Wendy Williams is not living the best life. I mean, she's never really dating anyone. She's got lymphedema. She's got weight. She goes back and forth with her weight. She's constantly talking about food, so she's not really, which is not a big deal, but she's a celebrity, so she's focusing on food a lot. And you want to make sure that you're a thin celebrity for entertaining the masses. Not that it matters, but you don't have to be thin. But people are beautiful regardless. But she's a celebrity, and she's always talking about food and just that kind of thing. But she's overly insensitive. I think she went a bit too far, like a lot too far with this one. I think if you're going to make comments about somebody that got murdered, you don't compare them to your counts on Instagram. You don't compare them to your accounts on TikTok because that's really insensitive. It's almost like uncanny that she would even do that. I just find it so odd that somebody would even do that. It doesn't make any sense to me. But um, but it's not too surprising when you watch the show Wendy Williams and you see her. But you're like, that's not right. There's something to be said about the sacredity of, or the sacredness of somebody passing away and being extra careful what you say about them. And even when she talked about her mom, she wasn't really like overly. Obviously, she loves her mom, and we know she loves her mom, and she was really close to her. But she didn't come across overly sensitive, really, and stuff. But I mean, I think that's more her approach. I don't think it's necessarily her fault for being, I think she does care. So she's being, it was just the way she said it. She couldn't help it. This is how she talks with everything. So it's not like I think it was more of an accident. I think she's more tactless than anything else. I don't think it was something that she was doing as a cruel thing, really, but it came across that way. And it's just, you have to be very careful. I mean, if I'm talking about Sway, I'm going to be thinking like he was so adorable, he was so cute, he had died way before his time. He was going to be huge. I would not compare my, obviously he had more subscribers than I do, but I don't compare myself, I compare myself to people that are living or people who have been very successful, and I'm not talking about them in a way that, like, if they just got murdered, I would not be talking about, oh, well, they got more subscribers. Like, to me, that doesn't matter. They just got murdered. It's like crazy, right? You don't want to be, you're worried about that. You're like, holy, like, that's awful. I can't believe it. And he was only 19. His poor family watching Wendy Williams. Like, Wendy Williams is a popular show. Everybody watches it. So, when you're watching it and you're like, oh my God, my son, imagine if that was your son, like Wendy Williams' son, she wouldn't be happy about it. So it's just like, now, but I was watching videos and it said they're gonna cancel the show and all that, and then I saw the actual. I was reading up online to see whether her show is canceled, and it says she's up for 2021 and 2022 seasons. So I mean, she's very original at what she does. I mean, as far as it goes, the controversy makes her more interesting, right? Like, who else is gonna talk like that? Every other talk show host is funny, either like a stand-up comedian, or like they're not like Wendy Williams is always Wendy Williams. She's always what we expect of her to be, And I think it's all in fun. I don't think she's heartless. I don't think she's mean. But it is kind of like very sensitive nature to talk about somebody's death like that. But I mean, I don't think she meant it in a bad way. I really don't think so. And if they're saying her show is going to go on in 2021 and 2022, maybe they're not really too concerned about it either. But I mean, the family was trying to sue them and all this. You know, it's kind of like, what do you do, right? You just always, and the thing is, their family, this kid just got into being famous. He just got 2.5 million subscribers, and now all of a sudden he's gone. You know, like, what do you do when your source of income? Because that family's probably like really excited about how that he got into Hollywood and he's famous now, or into top YouTubers or top TikTokers, and now he's famous, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and your family was like looking forward to earning the income that you would make off of that, right? Like that's a lot of income that they're going to lose out on because not that it matters. I mean, his life is more important, but I'm just saying in terms of like what the family's going through. You know, it's not just the loss of a beautiful child or a beautiful brother, sister, whatever, or boyfriend or girlfriend if he had a girlfriend or boyfriend, but it's also to do with the income that they would have had. You know, if he just made his dreams come true, and he just finally is starting to earn income, you know, what about the income that they're gonna lose? You know, so it's really kind of crazy. Anyway, it's so sad. I mean, but Wendy Williams' show is going on, so I don't know. Maybe they're not too concerned. Maybe they're not. And I mean, I guess his channel. I mean, obviously they're gonna keep up the videos that he's already got. So the person that owns the estate, which is probably the mother, maybe I don't know, but somebody owns the estate, so they're gonna earn the income. So I'm sure whoever he left it to is gonna earn the income. So it's not like they're gonna not make any money. And I think maybe Wendy Williams is gonna stay on. You know, you can't be perfect, and some people are like overly sensitive to these things, but I mean, you know, Wendy Williams is Wendy Williams. We expect her to be that way. I mean, obviously this is very sensitive. Why would you be that way for this? But they said the same thing about Ellen, right? Ellen's being rude to her staff, and then all of a sudden she's got like all these subscribers and everybody loves it, right? So I think the same thing is going to happen with Wendy Williams. Um, but you know, I mean, as a regular citizen, we're all like in an uproar, and then Wendy Williams is like, "Oh, I got my show extended," you know, and it's like, okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye now.